Alright guys, in today's video we have some more PlayStation related news and information to go over and discuss here, and we have three different things we're going to be talking about. The first has to do with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series potentially being delayed due to the coronavirus outbreak, which is a very concerning thought. Not actually the consoles being delayed, but the reasoning behind why they would be delayed. Definitely something that is worth paying attention to here. I've seen a lot of people talk about this and bring it up, and I've seen a lot of different articles written up about it, so I thought I'd take some time here to go over it and discuss it with you guys. We're also going to be talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, how its exclusivity window for the PS4 has been extended due to the delay that happened recently. And we're also going to be going over Team Ninja's recent comments. They are the developers of the upcoming Nioh 2, and how they are very much interested in creating a new IP for the PlayStation 5, similar to what they did with Nioh on the PlayStation 4. So really some good stuff there. Before going any further, if you think you're going to enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button. It really helps it out, and it's the easiest way for you guys to let me know you are enjoying the content. And also hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't done that either. But starting here with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series potentially being delayed, says the Wuhan coronavirus outbreak in China could impact manufacturing and shipment of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series scheduled to release late this year. The viral outbreak has largely impacted mainland China and its manufacturing sector. A PS5 coronavirus delay could mean pushing back the release date entirely, or could simply lead to a limited supply of the PlayStation 5 at launch. Sony hasn't landed on a specific date just yet, only citing holiday 2020 for the PS5 release. A note from the Jefferies Group financial service company expanded on the potential delay. The video game sector is currently manufacturing or beginning to a once in several years product generation change for the 2020 holiday season. If company shutdowns exceed a month or so, game schedules will be delayed. New consoles may likewise suffer supply issues from a prolonged disruption ahead of their fall 2020 planned launches. This is far ahead of launch. It's tough to say just how the current outbreak will impact production of next-gen consoles. China is the main manufacturer of the vast majority of electronic goods, including the internal components like the rumored Samsung SSD that the PS5 will use. It's already been reported that the coronavirus outbreak will likely affect the production schedule of the next iPhone, as Foxconn, the main manufacturer for the iPhone, begins quarantining its workers. While it's not expected that next-gen consoles are on the assembly lines just yet, company shutdowns due to the virus outbreak could create a ripple effect moving into future planning and production. This ripple could extend to the supply shortages for next-gen consoles. The Jefferies Group went on to say that around 30 to 50% of art creation in Western games is done in China, and close to 100% of the hardware production happens in the country. This means that not only could consoles end up delayed, but the games themselves set to launch with the consoles could similarly be impacted. Nintendo has already announced shipment delays for the Switch due to the coronavirus, as well as a delay on the port of The Outer Worlds to the platform. There are now over 600 confirmed coronavirus fatalities, a vast majority localized to mainland China. More than 31,000 people have been reported as infected. China is still struggling to contain the outbreak within the country, though only around 200 cases have been reported outside of China. It was previously reported that trade tensions between the US and China could see the PS5 price increase to account for the inflated tariffs. Sony hasn't yet landed on a final price for the console just yet, waiting to see what Microsoft comes to the table with. You could also be watching how economic factors will impact the PS5's margins. So I know that was a lot of reading, but I thought that most of that there was pretty relevant information to the situation at hand here. And so obviously this is concerning for multiple reasons. On a very, very superficial surface level, it's concerning to hear that these next-gen consoles will be delayed and how that could potentially affect these companies like Sony and Microsoft and the gaming industry as a whole. But on a much more deeper level and more concerning level is to think that this coronavirus outbreak is so serious that it's affecting people to an extent where it's causing manufacturing delays. You have to definitely feel for the people who are being exposed to this virus and the way it's affecting everything over there in China. Hopefully China can get it under control relatively soon and it doesn't turn into something more serious as time goes on. But I think it's pretty clear here that whatever is going on, it is relatively serious and should be, definitely taken as something that, if you're somebody who's sitting here feeling frustrated, oh, the PS5 and the Xbox Series are going to be delayed. I understand, obviously if you're a gaming enthusiast, that's always disappointing, but when you think about why it's being delayed potentially, that's really concerning, and I just hope that this situation gets under control. And what I will say is this, is that if it doesn't get delayed, that's a good thing in general, because that tells you that it's not so serious, that it's actually going to have this massive ripple effect on everything else going on around it. But if it does get delayed, then that is definitely highly concerning, not only from a just a bigger picture view here, thinking about the world and what's going on in it, but also from just thinking about the gaming industry and how that would affect Sony and Microsoft, because they both, as of right now, both companies are struggling. I don't want to say financially, but like things are slowing down big time, because they both announced that they have new consoles coming out this holiday. And so because of that, people are not going out there and really buying nearly as much as they normally would. And obviously because these consoles are now in the 7th year of their life cycle. But definitely some concerning stuff there in general. It is, again, really a shame to see what is happening, around the world, and specifically with China with this virus. It's, definitely a really terrible thing, and hopefully it gets under control soon and it doesn't get any worse than it already has. But yeah, I just thought that this was definitely something interesting, worth paying attention to, and I will update you guys as we go further into 2020 if there's anything more that happens with this coronavirus in relation to gaming here, because that's what we try to do. We try to keep it gaming on this channel. But moving on from that, talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, it says, those without a PlayStation 4 looking to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake are in for a disappointing surprise, as the console exclusivity window for the game has shifted further out. It's a disappointing move for Final Fantasy VII fans on platforms other than the PS4, as it's that much longer before they get to revisit the adventures of Cloud and friends. The Final Fantasy VII Remake exclusivity window was originally set to expire on March 3rd, 2021, but has been extended to April 10th, 2021, pushing it back a little more than a month on other platforms. This extension is due to the Final Fantasy VII Remake delay, which pushed the game's PS4 release back to April 10th, 2020. By moving the console exclusivity window, the game maintains its one-year exclusivity agreement with PlayStation. So there you go. Just a little update there for anybody wondering. I think there were some people who were kind of curious. If you are one of those people who happens to be waiting to play Final Fantasy VII on a different platform, they did in fact extend the exclusivity window to make up for this delay. Seems like whatever deal that Sony has in place with Square Enix here, it is to ensure that at the bare minimum the game is truly exclusive to the PS4 for a single year for 365 days. So yeah, I can't imagine many people are sitting here waiting to play this game a year later. I have to imagine that 99% of people who are interested in Final Fantasy VII are already on PlayStation 4, or they are going to buy a PlayStation 4 just to play this game. But yeah, there you go. It is being extended to account for that recent delay. And I know that people are wondering if I plan on playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and to be completely honest, I'm up in the air with it. I'm kind of on the fence, because I've never played a Final Fantasy game in my life. To be honest, I've never had too much interest in the series, but it's hard to ignore, especially being a PlayStation-centric channel here. And, ever since I came back to PlayStation, I've been much more open to trying different games and new games that I thought I would never really play, and I find that I'm really enjoying them. It's one of these games where I think I'm going to have to at least try it out and give it a chance. And, I think it could make for some interesting content on the channel. I could, make a video basically like, hey, this is what I think. This is what somebody who's never played a Final Fantasy game in their life thinks of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Maybe something along those lines, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure a lot of you are going to encourage me to play it, and so I probably will at some point. But the final thing we're going to be discussing here is how the Nioh developers want to create a new IP on the PlayStation 5. It says Team Ninja, the studio behind the Nioh franchise, wants to create a new IP on PlayStation 5, according to studio head Yasuki Hayashi. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Speaking with Eurogamer Portugal about the upcoming Nioh sequel, Nioh 2, Hayashi was asked about Sony's next-gen console, the PlayStation 5, and while he didn't directly confirm that his team is currently working on a next-gen title, he did say that Team Ninja wants to create a new IP on the PlayStation 5. I believe that a new console will bring new opportunities, and we would like to create a new game, a new intellectual property for PlayStation 5, commented Hayashi. According to the studio head, Team Ninja created a new IP for Sony's current-gen console, and they would like to do the same for the PlayStation 5. We created the Nioh series for PS4, and we would like to do the same for PS5. Nioh was released for PlayStation 4 and PC back in 2017. Its sequel, Nioh 2, will be arriving on Sony's console next month on March 13th. So I thought that this was definitely worth mentioning here in the video because I am looking forward to Nioh 2. I've heard really good things about the series. I heard it's very difficult and it is similar to the Souls games. So because of that, I want to give it a shot. I haven't played the first one yet, haven't had the time, but I will try my best to get around to experiencing Nioh 2 for sure. It's coming out very soon, and so it's really nice to hear that Team Ninja here, they apparently are looking forward to creating a new IP for the PS5, and you know what? I'm all for that. I think everybody can get behind the idea of studios creating new IP. That's exactly what they did with Nioh on the PS4, and it seems like they're very comfortable releasing their games just on the PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation console, and then maybe releasing it on PC as well. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of this. It seems like we will, in fact, be getting a new IP at some point from Team Ninja during the PlayStation 5's life cycle. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. What do you think about the PS5 and Xbox Series potentially being delayed due to the coronavirus? Let me know what you think about Final Fantasy VII Remake's exclusivity being extended. Let me know what you think about Team Ninja creating a new IP for the PS5. I will be interested to see your thoughts down below. Leave the video a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.